Welcome back to Web Technology Laboratory course. Today we will study the last experiment or experiment 10, where we have to store some student details in MySQL database and fetch those details and sort it out before displaying it to the user at the front end of the web page. Let us divide this entire experiment explanation into three parts. Initially, let me explain how to manage SQL MySQL database in XAMPP, where we create a database, create tables and various columns in tables. Then let me come to PHP explanation, where we uh, study different functions to make communication with the database, either insert or fetch, like select or update. And finally, let us see the overall program of the experiment 10, where we make use of different database in MySQL as well as PHP functions and store student details and sort out it. So in the first part of this experiment, we will study how to create database and tables in MySQL using XAMPP frontend or XAMPP's PHP admin. So initially, let me turn on the XAMPP tool. Okay, now my example is ready. So I will start the Apache server as well as MySQL database, because we require data MySQL database to store the student details. So both Apache server and MySQL database is successfully running. So I'll close it. I don't require it anymore, and I'll go to a browser to open XAMPP front end facility in order to communicate with the database of the MySQL. So that is, um, we can find at localhost slash php myadmin. So when I open localhost php myadmin, yeah, this is the front end provided by the XAMPP web browser web server in order to communicate with the MySQL. So here, using this front end, you can, unlike your command prompt, here you can easily create a database, you can easily manage tables. So let us see how to create a database. Um, on the left side here, you can see, I'll just zoom this out. Yeah, here on the left side you can see there is a new option, new in the sense to create a new database. When I click on the new database, it will ask me the database name. So I'll give it as student DB. My database name is student DB, and I'll give create. Okay, database is successfully created. Now it will by default ask to create any table inside that database. So on the left side here you can see student database has been created. On the right side it is asking to create a table inside the student database. So I'll create a table called student. Okay, and I will use only three columns. So here column numbers, student, and okay, three columns. Now it will ask the all the three column names. Okay, so I'll give one column name in the student table is USN of the student, then name of the student, and then address of the student. It's enough. And all three I will declare it as variable character data type. Okay. Around the size of having, okay, 10. USN is of course 10. Name also I will make 10 character data type, and even address I will make as okay, 20. Fine. Now I don't create any primary key here. That is a issue with the primary key in MySQL database. If you give a primary key, your entire table will be automatically sorted out based on the primary key. So our entire purpose of the entire program will no longer valid. So our purpose of the program is to sort out the database values and display it to the user. So once I create three columns, I will give save, and it's loading. Yeah, is now my table has been created. You can see in my table there are three columns: USN, name, and address, all variable character tens. Okay, now how to insert a data into it? So let us go to the insert option on the right side. Here on the right side top, there is the insert option. So if I go to insert option, it will ask. So here it will ask the values for USN. Okay, so USN I will give for CB Okay, 18 CS 065, and name I will give as okay, Aravind, and so address will be CSC Canada. Fine. I can enter two rows at a time here if you require. I'll give one more row is CS 14 CD, okay, 17 CS 069, uh, okay, name is Ramesh, and address is ISC Canada. So fine. So okay, to make it easier sort out, I'll make both USN as 18 series. One is a 65 USN. Okay, one is I'll make is 30 USN. Right? Go. Then I'll get to go. Okay. Then here again go. Now query has been updated. If I click on the student table on the left side menu, so this is a table I have created. You can see here very clearly there are four rows I have created. On four rows, one is USN 90, one is USN 30, one is USN 85, and one is USN 001. Why I am talking about USN is I will sort this out. We can see clearly in database the USN, I mean rows are not sorted out based on the USN. It is sorted out based on the order of insertion as we inserted. Now when I display it, fetch the database and display it in the front end in the web page, my responsibility is according to the program is that I have to fetch entire table and sort out all the rows based on the USN and display it. So let us see. This is how we can create a database, create a table, and manage all the rows and columns using phpMyAdmin front end. So this is very easier when compared to your command line arguments, command line commands using command prompt. Interacting with the SQL using command prompt is little bit complicated. So let us see the next part. We will study some PHP functions, how to communicate with this database in the backend. This is the second part of the explanation where we will study some PHP functions which allow us to communicate with the backend database which is there in the MySQL through the XAMPP. So there are some PHP functions which allows us to communicate with the database, make all type of queries, like execute the queries like insert queries, update queries, delete query, all those things. So so let us see how to execute a query where we store data in the database, or some queries where we fetch data from the database. So as per the program here, we already have stored data in the database using phpMyAdmin front end. So now here only option left is to fetch the data from the database table and sort it out and display it to the user. So sorting is a part of the PHP program, but fetching all the rows of the student table is part of the PHP MySQL functions. So let us see how to execute a select query in order to fetch data from the student table. These are the some functions we are going to study, which are useful in this program. Let us study all these functions which are PHP MySQL functions. These functions are provided by PHP library in order to communicate with the MySQL database through XAMPP. So let us see every function one by one, which is useful for us. So the first function we study is the MySQL I underscore connect function. So this function is used to connect with the MySQL database, because MySQL database is a secure database where you cannot simply go and fetch tables data from the MySQL engine. Before entering MySQL engine, you have to give your username, passwords, and inform which particular database you are going to access. Since MySQL can have multiple databases created by multiple users, so this is how we connect to the MySQL connect to the MySQL function database, and select a particular database. Once we successfully get connected to that particular database, we can access any table inside that database. So so how to do it? That's you can see here in multi MySQL function. You can see here MySQL underscore connect. It takes four parameters. One is a server name where your database is stored, then username and password of the MySQL engine, and which database you want to access. So I have written everything in a string. I have written server name in I have stored server name in a dollar server name. It's a string, just a variable. So my server name is a localhost because I know that my database is in my laptop or my desktop here in the local system. So that's why my server name is localhost. Username and password. Username is root and password is null. This is the default username and password given by the MySQL for security purpose. You can explicitly change the username and password, and you can give same username and password here in order to communicate. So when you actually host your website in public domain, you have to change your username and password for the security purpose. Then database, in first part of the explanation, I created a database in XAMPP called StudentDB. So I'm using that database because inside StudentDB, I have student table which I want to access. So this is how I execute MySQL connect, and I'll pass server name, username, password, and database name. So if I successfully get connected, it returns. I have stored something in, you see, dollar connection. It returns. I can say it's a permission, kind of permission to access the student database. So that $CONN variable, I have cached whatever return from MySQL I connect. It is compulsorily you should require this variable in all other functions when you use, right? Try to communicate with the MySQL database. You want to insert something in a table, you want to fetch something from the table, you want to update it. For every query, it asks whether you have permission, whether you have taken permission to connect to the database. Yeah, this is the permission we are taking to the database. So the permission I am storing it in $CONN. So that's a variable here I am catching. So whenever I execute any other PHP MySQL functions, okay, one of the parameter I have to pass is this permission I have successfully taken. Then I have written or die. That means if MySQL Connect does not execute properly, either username is wrong, password is wrong, or the server name is wrong, or there is no database called studentdb, some issues, then or die. Die means PHP immediately stops executing remaining code, and it no more executes any code from that web page. But while I close my PHP execution, within die I have passed mysqli underscore connect underscore error function. So what is this function is, this function in listed a previous slide. This function returns the error given by the MySQL engine. Okay, current error. You might be executing any PHP MySQL function, not just MySQLi underscore connect. You might be executing a query execution function or any other function which I listed in previous slide. At that time, if MySQL gives error, then you can display those error to the user using MySQL underscore connect underscore error. So it gives the error currently written by the MySQL engine. Okay, so now here I am trying to execute MySQL underscore connect function, and now MySQL underscore connect underscore error gives, okay, error related to this function. If username is wrong, the password is wrong, this is you require because what mistake has been done you cannot identify. So you have to receive the error written by the MySQL and display it to the user. That's how it goes on. So next we will see MySQL underscore query function, most important function where we execute DB queries or MySQL queries in order, like insert queries, update queries, or delete queries, any queries. So for example, here I want to fetch all the data which I stored in the student table, right? I want to fetch all the rows of the student table and then sort it out using USM. That sorting is a complete generic function we have to write here. Here how to do this, see, query, how to execute a query. You can directly insert it into MySQL underscore query, but this is a better organization. Where I have written a query, see, select star from student, select star from student, I have written within double quote. Whatever the query you have to execute, you write it in a double quote as a string and store it in a $SQL. You can give any variable name, it's a string, that's it. I'm storing query as a string and passing that string to MySQL underscore query as a second parameter. That's a query. What is the first parameter? The permission I have taken to connect to the student database. Correct? Yeah. So in every function requires this first parameter is $connection. So now I will pass the successful authentication to the student database, and I will pass a SQL query to the table of the student database to MySQL underscore query function. So now if the query is successful or not, that's how we identify. If it successfully executes the query, okay, the select star from student, I'm selecting number, all the rows of the student table. If it successfully executes, it will return, right, all the rows into $result variable. That we can name any variable here, but standard variable is $result, standard name. So what is dollar result? It is the result of the query execution. It is the result of the query execution if it is successful, right? So how to check whether it is successfully executed or not? So there is a one more function called mysql underscore num underscore rows. Whatever the result you have here from the query execution, if you pass that result to mysql number of rows function, that function returns how many rows are there in the fetched result. If the fetched result is zero, number of rows in fetched result is zero, and that of course that means no rows are fetched, right? There is an error. Either there are no rows in the table to matching to your query or some errors. Otherwise, if mysql underscore num underscore rows of dollar result is greater than zero, so that means at least one row is fetched from the table. So you can process that row for further in the PHP program. So this is how two functions was mysql query and mysql number of rows. Now the most important function is, once you fetch the result, we must know that when there are multiple rows are fetched from the table, it will be a kind of like this. See, you can see here. This is a table. Okay, I'll mark this. Yeah, fine. So this is the result, dollar result. Okay, I'll write here. This is dollar result. Okay. So what is this dollar result? It is the result of after executing select star from the student query. So it, what is select star? I am fetching all thing. I know that in my table only 4 rows are there. All 4 rows are fetched. So dollar result something look like this table, because I have fetched the entire table, right? Okay. Now I cannot. How can I process the entire table in a PHP? For PHP we need require individual value. So that's why we have MySQL fetch association of the dollar result, right? Dollar result is the return of the dollar MySQL query function. So dollar result I have written select star from the student. So this is my dollar result. Now what is MySQL fetch association? This you can see here, the first statement here. This is the function. When you pass result of the query, it will fetch every row one by one and give it to the program or give it to the user. How can I use this here? MySQL fetch association dollar result. So equal to dollar row anta ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. So now dollar row is the first. It fetches every row one by one, right? In the order it is fetched. So this is the order of fetching, right? Because what is the order of fetching from the table? As the order of insert. ನಾನು ಯಾವ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೆಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ when I use MySQL fetch association dollar result, it will give the first row. Here you can see here it gives the first row. What is the first row? That is the Ramesh with VSN 90. So you can see this is the first row. That is nothing but dollar row. No, this is a variable dollar row. Got it here, because I have used dollar row equal to MySQL function. Now what is dollar row? Dollar row is a kind of array here. You can say it is a kind of dictionary, right? Dictionary data type where we have a key and a value. That means whenever you use dollar row of USN, I will get the USN. Whenever you make use of dollar row of name, you can see dollar row of name, I can access the name of the, right, Ramesh. So again dollar row of address means I access this variable. So this is how we fetch every individual value from the every row. Using MySQL fetch association, we fetch every row individually, and using the key and value dictionary, right, pair, I can fetch every value in every column of the row one by one. So what happen? How to fetch the next row? Again same thing. I'll erase this. Yeah. Here. So here what happens is, when I fetch, again I will write the same statement next time. Dollar row equal to MySQL fetch association array. So now it will fetch one more row. Every time you execute this function, it keeps fetching next rows, right? So now what is the next row? That is about Suresh. So next row is will be like this. So now dollar row equal to dollar row is this one, this array. Dollar row is this array with index USN name and address and values, right, respective values. So now if I use dollar US dollar row of name, now use a dollar row of name, it will return the value Suresh. So this is how we can use. Now if you want to continuously fetch every row one by one, you can use this entire statement within a while loop, right? We know that number of rows here is 4. There is a function I explained in previous slide, mysql underscore number of rows. So it will return 4. So for 4 times you repeat while loop for this statement. So every time while loop executes, every row will be fetched under dollar row variable. Okay, so we will see this is in the program. If you have a little bit confusion, that will clear later. So now let us go to the third part of the explanation where we use all MySQL PHP functions to access table, student table, and then sort it out and display it to the user. So before going to the complete program, let me tell you the overall plan or idea how to fetch the what we have to do with the fetched table from this database, how to apply sorting, the thing. So let me tell you one thing initially. Sorting is not very simple here because if array, see, this is a data result I have fetched from the database. I'll get all the rows and all the columns. It is kind of matrix. So whenever if you consider here, we can access every row at a time, right? If I access one row, if I access one row using MySQL fetch association, using that function, when I access in one row, I can sort out this array. Like USN name and address can be sorted out, right? But I cannot fetch array like this. Vertically I cannot fetch the result whatever I have fetched from the table. The result is there in the result array. From there I cannot extract an array or row or column. Sorry, that's a column. I can access only every row. I cannot access a column of USN so that I can um, sort out according to the USN. So what is the plan here? Plan is here is once we get fetch dollar result from the table, that whatever we have seen here, the dollar result here, using fetch MySQL fetch association, we'll fetch every row one by one using while loop. Okay, and while fetching every row, dollar row of USN, I will fetch first row and use dollar row. If fetch this first row under index USN, I will get actual USN. I will store it in an array called A. A is array A is to store the USN. So what is the first USN I fetch? I will store 90 in index 0, right? Okay. Then I will fetch another row of the result, another row of the result. In that row, again I will fetch the USN and store it in the next index of the array. So similarly, I will fetch every row from the result, and whenever I fetch every row in the result, there I fetch USN in every row individually and store one by one in the array A. And so finally, once we fetch a table from the table, once we fetch the all the rows from the table, we using right fetch association function, we copy USN every row, we access every row, and from every row we copy USN one by one to the where array A. So now finally my array look like this. This is the array. Okay. Now this data is gone. Whatever I have fetched from the database, this is gone. Why? Because when I fetch every row one by one, the row will be removed from the result. So finally, when I fetch every row, the result, there is no result. Yeah, result is empty now. Whatever I had fetched, I have accessed. Okay, but what remained with me is unsorted USNs in the array. Now here I apply selection sort. Okay, selection sort, and I'll sort it out. Okay, this USNs, array of USN. Okay, of course USN contains alphanumeric characters, but in PHP it works no problem. Okay, just for explanation purpose I'm considering this. Okay, now here when the concept is here, like when I get array of USNs, okay, that is unsorted, is based on the order of insertion into the table. Now I will apply selection sort on this array and I'll sort out this. So this is the result. Second array what you see is the array A only. That is the result of sorted USN. Now all I have is this array. Whatever I fetched from the database is gone, right? So all I have is array with sorted USN, right? And then I will create two more arrays. Okay, array B to store names. We know that array A is having sorted USNs. Array B to store the name and array C to store the address here. but these are empty because I don't know their names. I have USNs, but I don't know their name and addresses. So this is empty first time. Now I have sorted array. So now what I do is, now I will fetch entire table once again. Select star from the student. I'll fetch entire again. So now again this is dollar result, correct? No, query execution, this is dollar result again. So now I have two things, array which is having sorted USNs, and a dollar result matrix where it is in the same order as I fetched. Now, so now I know how to fetch every row from the dollar result. Did you get this? Every row from the dollar result. So I will fetch first row. Okay, I cannot fetch random rows here because dollar fetch association function fetches every row one by one, right? Within while loop. So I will apply while loop, okay, to fetch every array. Outer while loop is to fetch every array. No, sorry, every rows of this result. Sorry, outer while loop. Okay, I will fetch every row of the result one by one. Okay, and within while loop, once I fetch a particular row, I will apply for loop to travel to the sorted array here for I equal to 0 to I equal to n. Okay, to travel this array here, to travel this array A. Okay, so this is how it looks like a while loop. Okay, here, and within while loop a for loop for array access. While loop is to access every row of the result one by one. Once I fetch a result, once I fetch a row, particular row, I will enter for loop, okay, to travel array from 0 to 3 index. So this is how it looks like. Outer loop is while loop and inner loop is for loop. So now what happens here is, so I let me say I fetch first row, fine. I'll fetch the first row. Okay. I will fetch USN from that first row, that is 90, right? I'll fetch USN from that row and compare this USN, okay, with indices, right, with values of the array here, because within for loop I am traveling array and I'll see whether a of I, that is a of 0 is 90. No. Then I go to next, whether a of I plus plus in the for loop. So a of I, that is a of 1 is equal to 90. No. A of 2 is equal to 90. No. A of 3 is equal to 90. Yes. A of 3 is equal to 90. Means I'll run for loop till I find the value I have accessed from the while loop, within while loop using first row, right? Whatever that, whatever the value, whatever the row I have accessed using MySQL fetch association, I'll fetch the USN, that is 90, and check in which index in the uh, sorted array that USN is stored. So of course it is stored in the index I, that is okay. Generally, I will consider it as a 3. Once I find that USN I have fetched is at 3, okay, then I will also access. Yeah, this row is under my access now. This row is under my access in this table. Okay, so the row of USN gives 90, and I found out 3. So what I will do is I will access a row of name and store it equal to B of 3. Why? Because I know at 3 index of sorted array for USN, there is a USN I have fetched. At the same index, I will store his name and department. So dollar row of name here, dollar row of name, that is I will equate to dollar B of I. I is 3. I is nothing but index where dollar row of USN is stored, right? 90. Then dollar C of dollar I is equal to dollar row of address. So this is how I store first. Next I'll go to the again. So it's one row is gone here. See the fetch association, what it removes that row, that's gone. The only 3 rows are remaining now. Again, I'll come back to the outer loop while and executes MySQL fetch right, fetch row or fetch association. So now dollar row is nothing but this array. Again we'll go to for loop, right? Travel from array A here from I equal to 0 to I equal to n, and check whether dollar row of USN, that is 30, is somewhere in the dollar A of I. So of course here it is not there, but I find out here I equal to 1. When I equal to 1, I find out dollar A of I, that is 30, is equal to dollar row of USN. So what I'll do, I'll stop there. Then I will make a dollar B of same I, dollar B of I is equal to dollar row of name, that is Suresh, and dollar C of I is equal to dollar row of address. Then I'll go to again. Now my whatever the result I have fetched, two rows are gone because I have accessed already. Now I'll go to again dollar row of MySQL fetch association. So I will fetch this row. So again, I'll find in the array within for loop, within while loop, right? Whether dollar row of USN is there. Of course, it is 85 dollar row of USN matches at I equal to 2. So B of I equal to dollar row of name. And so this is how we execute. And even for the fourth step also the same concept. So this is my plan. I will show the program and let's see whether you can understand this. So this is the whole program. After all the explanation and the basic idea, this is how you can see here. I have created a PHP page, and first step is to access the student table. Okay. So how I used MySQL connect function by passing server name, username, password, and database name, that is student DB. Okay, and I will get the connection to the database. So once I get the connection, I have used query select star from student. I'm accessing student table where I have already inserted four USN or any USN, you can any number of USN details, student details you can enter. You don't have to insert here. You can directly enter it using um, exam front end. So now table is ready. There are student details. I'm accessing whole table. Select star all from the student. So and I execute the query using MySQL query function. So dollar result holds the whole query. So now dollar result has all the rows of the table. So I will display that table before sorting out to the student user. Okay. So in PHP I used a table, right before sorting for concept table HTML tag within PHP. I'm using calling HTML code within PHP, that is using echo. Okay. So within echo I have called table tag. Okay. And where I have created a header USN name and address, fine. And now to display every row, okay, every row of the table to display, it is there in the dollar result, we know, right? Every row. So how to do this? Initially I'll check whether MySQL number of rows is greater than 0, otherwise we have not fetched any row. If it is greater than 0, within while loop I will try to access every row of the result, every row individually one by one. And so using, once I access every row, I will pass it within to tr, right? You can see here for tr. What is tr? It is every row of the HTML table. So every row of the HTML table within td I am passing USN name and address of every individual row I have fetched from the database. So this is how I will display the table and close the table. But one thing, every time I display a row here, I have row is closed here, you can see, and row is opened here. Within row I am displaying three data or three columns, that is USN name address from the database. So this I am repeating for every row. Okay, and finally all the rows are displayed within HTML tags, table tags. I'll close the table. So this is how it works. Now when every row is displayed, I also store USN in the dollar array A. This is very important. Okay, so every time I fetch a row from the table which I have fetched from the database, every time I fetch a row, I will copy that USN into dollar $a. That is array, because dollar $a is the array which holds initially unsorted USNs. Correct? No, because this is unsorted USN. Every USN I am pushing into dollar $a as I fetch from the table. Okay, there is no sorted order. Now once it has been shown to the user, right? Okay, table is empty because if there are no rows are fetched, it's just a error handling. Now once I show all the rows to the user using a HTML table, I have also pushed unsorted USNs into dollar $a, that is an array. Now I told you that second step is that array dollar $a has to be sorted out using selection sort. This is the selection sort where I have executed this. So selection sort, here you can see using selection sort I am sorting out all the USN stored in dollar $a. Okay. Now third step will go to here. Once array has been sorted out based on the USN, now I have to fetch, right? Again, because my data is gone, I have to fetch again all the rows from the MySQL table and compare where exactly my fetched USN in the table is there in the dollar $a index. And the same index for dollar $b and dollar $c, you push name and address. So this is my plan. So clearly understand that plan and try to understand this code. So I am fetching again my query is there only. Again select star from student. I am fetching it. right, and checking whether number of rows are greater than 0. Yes, my table has 4 rows. So now I am fetching every row, right, unsorted rows. They are not sorted. We are fetching it freshly from the database. So that unsorted rows, I am accessing every unsorted row individually, and I am traveling to the dollar a, that is array A, from 0 to n, because array A has sorted out USNs. So I will find whatever the USN I have fetched right now, right, first row. Okay, whatever the USN I have fetched from the first row of the database table, I will check its index. What is its index in array A? Okay. At the same index, I will copy the respective name and address of that USN. So this will keep repeating, okay, for all the rows, and finally I will have dollar $a is sorted USN, and dollar $b and dollar $c will have corresponding sorted names and addresses as per the USN index, right? So now I will display sorted table to the user. Now here tables are completely different, because all USNs are in dollar $a array, all names are in dollar $b, and all addresses are in dollar $c. Again I use, right, table here to display HTML table. So USN name and address. So from for I equal to 0 to n, I will display all the arrays. See here, in every row, you can see here every row, within every row, column is $a of I, $b of I, $c of I. That is USN, name, and address. So this is how the complete sorting is done. Okay. So here you can see the table I have created. Okay, in MySQL. Then the data I have filled around here. Okay, five different USNs, right, which are not in the order. We can see clearly. Then my output. So I will just reduce this so that I can see whole output. Yeah. So before sorting, so USS are 38, 25, 75, 49, 003, whatever it may be. After sorting, see before sorting, I am displaying from the dollar result, which is obtained from MySQL query. Right? I fetched from the table and displayed it directly. In here, where after sorting, I am displaying it. Their USN is in dollar $a array, name is in dollar $b, and address is in C array. Right? But it is all sorted out. This is all sorted out. So this is the program about sorting student details. So thank you.